as it happened, the only skill I had back then was making paper aeroplanes. So that's what I did. I was with my cousin. I was staying on his farm, and I said, mate, Jerem, by the end of this day, I was staying there for a week, and it was really always exciting when I stayed at my cousin's farm, because it meant, first of all, no potatoes, because they didn't really eat potatoes every day. And secondly, I used to like hanging out with my cousin, and I said, mate, by the end of this week, we've got to make some money. And as I say, my first attempt was actually to make coins and notes. So we looked around the farm for something that looked like a coin, and luckily his dad was a big fan of beer, and he had lots of beer caps laying around the farm. And we sort of thought, well, that kind of looks like a coin. So we got our permanent markers out and started writing 20 cents and 50 cents on these little beer caps, and thought we'd just made money for a few minutes, and then realized it probably wasn't it. So we went into the discussion of, well, what are we good at? Maybe something that we're good at we could turn into a business. And as I say, at 6 years old, there's not a lot of things that you're particularly good at that stage. But paper aeroplanes came up as one of them. And so we set up this shop by the side of, on a trestle table by the side of the road in the middle of the country, where there was no cars, no traffic, no anything other than cows in the paddock. And they didn't have credit cards on them, so they weren't much use to us. We sat up and we learned how not to run a business, and didn't make any money, but gave us a whole bunch of clues about business. And then from there, I did a series of other things